Footprinters, Chrissy here. Just adjusting that a bit. Yeah, just thought I'd do a couple of readings. Quite a hot night here. It's going to be another hot day tomorrow, and then it's going to cool down a bit, I think. So, yeah. When I was doing the live thing this morning, somebody mentioned Bernie Sanders. He was still campaigning or something. Let's see how Bernie's going, how his health is going with all this corona, and he's not stopping. He's taken himself to studios and everything like that. There's no reason why he can't do what Joe Biden does and appear via Skype or whatever. He's still getting out and talking to people, and yeah, I don't know. That's the best thing to do. So I've got a couple of questions to ask about Bernie and his policies. Firstly, I think I'm going to ask, does this coronavirus finally prove to people that there is a real need for Medicare for all, or Medicare for all who want it, for a good mixed model system in the US? We have a mixed model here, and it seems to work. We pay a levy. I think you pay a wee bit more if you don't have private health insurance. You don't have to have full-on private health insurance. We only have ancillary, which means we don't have hospital cover, but yeah. So let's have a look at that situation. Has this situation with COVID-19 finally highlighted the real need, and will it, how about I ask, will it be the impetus towards getting an overhauled medical system, health system in the US? Will it be the impetus? I'm going to do a 5 card on that. Okay, so let's have a look at the bottom. Well, it has certainly highlighted a lot of deficiencies, and there's some people, I think, having to pay for the test, and some people they don't. As you are, the United States as they are with the healthcare system with regard to COVID-19, you're suffering a lot of loss. There's not enough beds, not enough patients. Some people are being charged thousands of dollars for being in hospital for this thing, and some people are getting the treatment they need free of charge. So this unhelpful and inconsistent system is causing a lot of loss with regard to this virus. Are you on the correct path? Minor celebration, home. It's driving things home. And I think it's going to be seen as minor victory, because anyone, as very muted celebrations saying, look, this sort of thing really was needed to drive home the message. But they're not jumping up and down and saying, I told you so, I told you so. It's very muted. But in pushing for it, also, this is a yes card and saying, are they on the correct path? In pushing for it, yes, you can be on the correct path. Because people are starting to realise, starting to hit home, and it's coming into their homes like it never has before. This is, for me, the card of homecoming and your house, as well as muted celebration. So people aren't jumping up and down saying, I told you so, I told you so. They're very muted, but it's like, yeah, they can see that, a change is going to come about because of this virus. What's the main obstacle? Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is often a card of dominion, and I think it's getting over those insurance companies' hold on so many Americans. The health insurance companies hold. As I said, we have a mixed system here. You can have insurance if you want it. You don't have to have it, but you can. In some states, it's worth it. I mean, here in WA, if you don't have ancillary cover, or you can just get like $7 a month ambulance cover. But if you don't have insurance cover for the ambulance, you will cop a bill, whereas in other states it's covered, depending on state to state. But even over here, it's like, still would only be a few $100s. I think it's something like a $700 bill if you needed to be transported in the ambulance. It's not thousands and thousands of dollars, but still you can just buy cover just for that. It's only a few dollars a month. But, you know, the insurance companies over here, they have huge dominion over what goes on with the currently, and that's a main obstacle. What's helping with this? Three of Coins. People are starting to get together and talk, as starting to put their differences aside, and they're going. It's forcing different sides to work together to hammer out how to handle this thing. And I think it's going to help see that working together you can have a model that works. This is in what's going to help. People are having to work together to sort things out, to make sure the people get the care they need, whether they have coverage or not. You know, I've heard rumours of people having to pay several $100s just to get tested in some areas, you know. And how can progress be made? Finding that balance, finding that right balance is going to help things move along. Okay? I'm going to put the sun here, just here. Always people who want to hold things up for their own ends, isn't there? Will the healthcare system eventually become a successful mixed model? Let's go for that, successful mixed model, which is everyone who needs healthcare can get it for nothing, but if you want to cover yourself for other things with insurance, you can. Will that eventually happen in the US? Will that eventually happen in the US? That's the Eight of Cups. That's a no. People are going to walk away from it. But the Knight of Wands is a yes. And the Knight of Swords is a yes. People are gonna fight for it. You've got people of action who are really going to fight for it. You know. So yes, but it's going to take time. There's a lot of details to go through. Some people are going to walk away from the table. More fool then. But there is going to be change, okay? Things cannot and will not stay the same. It's going to bring about new hope for people about their health care. And for some it will be like emotional news. It will be fantastic news that causes all sorts of emotion, good news for them. Page of Cups is the good news, and emotional news, having the news that they can go and get treated for cancer without having to sell their house, for example. Yeah, to do so, things like that. So the No card got a tower on top of it, people walking away, and where they walk away, they're really going to suffer some cataclysmic changes too. There's going to be some real changes, and those who do walk away from the table, and there will be some, they're going to regret it. Okay, so that's looking at, it shouldn't take something like this outbreak to finally hit home to a lot of people the need for a decent mixed model system. You can't have, yes, you can have totally, or, you can, as some people want to do, get rid of all private insurance, but people should have the right to choose. But if they don't want to or can't afford to, they have the right to, we can go and get if we have to go and have an operation done, we will get the same surgeon as someone with private health insurance. If it's a big specialty thing, if it's a specific thing, we'll get the same surgeons, we'll get the same specialist. We have access to them. If it's things for like elective stuff, we might have to go on a waiting list, and it might take us longer to get in and see them, but we can still see them, the same specialist. Yeah. And if it's urgent, well, a lot of specialists accommodate that too for urgent cases. So, anyway, now I looked at that, and the next question I was going to look at tonight is Bernie. How is Bernie going in amongst all this chaos? Yeah, I'll do a 7 card on him. I just have some very soft music playing in the background. So how is Bernie going in amongst all this chaos? Running around like crazy. Things are coming to fruition for him. I mean, Joe Biden is the presumptive nominee because of his lead in the polls, but yeah. Ace of Cups. New opportunities. No. He's running on gut instinct. He's really, really, in the last few weeks or so, he's just been running on his gut instinct, on his intuition. At the moment, he feels like, I think he feels a bit frustrated because he feels like things are being stolen from people. Their health, their right to good good health care. He's sick of the thievery, I think. In the future, he's going to work together with other people more, I think. This could also be that he's feeling like he can't pull off what he wants with healthcare on his own anymore. Maybe he feels like he needs to forge new relationships to do that too. And his instinct is telling him that. Given that he's got the instinct here, the getting away with things, if he wants to pull off, this is pulling something off, getting away with. If he wants to pull off what he wants to pull off with healthcare, he's going to have to form new relationships and work with people more. And he's going to do that in the future. What advice is there for him? Knight of Coins. The slowest moving knight. Yeah, he's got to take his time. He's got to be patient. Old saying called find the right measure, find the right fit for it. He's not giving up. He hasn't given up on his bid for the nomination yet. But even if that doesn't go ahead, he's never going to give up on his bid for better healthcare for Americans. So, he's got to find the right way, and working with others is the way to do that. And listening to them, you know, his influences. 10 of Wands. I think he's starting to get tired. He's carried this burden of universal health care pretty much by himself for years. And it's becoming a little bit too much for him. He's starting to feel it. This is just how he's feeling at the moment, and he's still fighting for this presidency so he can do this for the American people, but he's starting to realize that he can't do it on his own. He has to work with others. Got to find the right fit. And he's starting to really feel the burden. What's the obstacles for him? 6 of Wands. Victory. So if that's an obstacle for him, I think that's somebody else's victory. I think it could be he's not going to get the nomination, and that's an obstacle for him. But, you know, I do think that Biden will be happy to work with him on this, if that's the way it ends up. What's the outcome for Birdie? 7 of Swords. He's still going to go on and create a ruckus and defend others and, you know, be there. He's not going anywhere. Okay? He's, yeah. Yeah. So he's still going to be there. He's still going to be that knight. He's not going anywhere. Yeah. Still going to be direct. Blunt, even though you don't have to be blunt. He's still going to tell the truth and be there. In a reading I did with him and Biden a while ago, I said he's going to, whether he gets the nomination or not, he is going to leave a legacy. You know, he is leaving a legacy behind that is going to help people for a long time. So things are starting to come together for him in his head, I think. He's starting to realise what he can do alone and what he can't do alone. I think that's what that's saying. I'm going to ask, but he's also very wary of offers that seem too good to be true. I'm going to ask how his health is going. How is Bernie's health going? Is his health going okay? Is Birdie's health going okay? Had a little bit of disappointing news about something. We did recently have that heart attack. Ooh, that's not looking too good. That's definitely a no card. So something's affecting his health. That's a yes card. And that's a yes card. So yeah, it's going okay. His health is going okay. But there are some things that are causing him problems. Probably going to cost him a bit in the end, like monetarily. Probably going to have to do a lot of tests and stuff. And things are going to happen pretty quickly with whatever it is that's bothering him health-wise. But yeah, he might have a few things happen, bam, 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 one after the other. He's going okay, but that doesn't mean he's a very elderly gentleman. He refuses to slow down. He's, you know, still putting himself out there. So, you know, there are some risks for him. And he's going to have a few things come at him. And, yeah, so, but will he be okay? Yes, he can. Yes, he will. He's got the resources available to him to be okay, to deal with whatever he has to deal with health-wise. So, yeah, there are a few with his health, but overall he'll be okay. But he's going to have to deal with a few things in quick session. And, you know, some of them might be quite nasty. Yeah, but he's got the resources to do that. Okay, look, I think I'll leave it there for tonight. Thanks very much for joining me, and love you all, full printers, and I'll see you at the next reading.